First, you're going to lay down your wool. This is different wool. I got this today from a shop in Otara for stuffing. It's coarse, but it's how children would lay out wool. So you're just going to put stuff down. They won't even think left to right, north, south, east, west. Even older children find that a struggle. So you're going to lay down some wool. I shall turn it off and prune this little video. It's such a unknown quantity. I'm putting a layer of merino on as well. God, it feels so soft compared to the and in a way that's probably a good reason for using some colour, because then you can see where you've gone. I can because I can feel it, and because I know what I'm doing. I've got to put the mic on for this one, so I'm now recording. You'll see that I'm using in a different way. I am putting your plastic bags, which are disposable. I have laid it down on top of the plastic bag. Here is the other side, which I will eventually lay on top. Wispy, waspy, wispy, waspy. You really want whiskers, and you need to come up with a story to justify how to do whiskers and clouds and wisps, because children will want to put on clumps and lumps and bumps. And it won't look good, and it won't felt well, and it won't behave well, because it'll be too thick. I'm just going to put some whiskers of, and I mean whiskers, this is the part that you'll find the hardest with children. They just don't understand whiskers. A bit of this, a bit of that. Really pulling it apart. You just have to have a story. That's the only way to teach children things like that, you know, like, what's a good example? Gosh. You know, tell a story about the whiskers. He laid it on too thick and terrible things happened, and whatever. I can't remember a story right now. I'm working too fast against the clock here. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's just so simple. Bit of light blue, a little dark blue. A bit. I think it needs a bit of yellow as well. Just a tiny bit of yellow on this side too. It looks so nice with the green and the blue. Right, so now we're going to wet it. And we'll just go straight into that. Lots of soapy water. And I think what I realized and learned with you guys on the Sunday was that when you wet merino, it's wet. Even if it's not very soapy, it's wet. But with the coarseness of the black valet sheep wool, wet doesn't quite work, and it sort of just goes right through, doesn't it? So soapiness is very important. The netting on the wool, give it a good squirty, soapy, even rubbing it a little bit with a block of soap. Well, not at this part so much, because we're not going to roll, we're not going to turn the... And this is where you really need to supervise, but it doesn't matter, because we can always trim with scissors. Get rid of any weak bits. And I can feel the weak bits, where I've got it thick and where I've got it thin. Just doing this. So it's all squished down a bit. Take that off. And now we'll do the embellishments. I think the other side is more getting tricky stuff. This is the sort of thing that's quite good to use with children. You can just put some here and some there, you know. Just ask them to take a little handful of scraps, make a little design. Very random, very random. Okay, well, you could just drop them on and it would still do something. There you go, drop, drop, drop. Spit spot, spit spot. I mean, you know, the more elaborate can do the more elaborate. Now I've got this lying down on the inside of... Do you think we should do something on the green as well? No, the green's the inside. This is the outside of this new cunning little plan I have. I think I'll do a few more of those pinky bits. They're nice, aren't they? Pinky bits. Pinky bits, pinky bits. There we go. Skipping up, skipping up. Right, so now the amazing, the big reveal, the brilliant idea, using your things and the new and cunning wafting. You'll need to have supervision at this point. You put it down wrong, it'll go funny. So I'm going to lay it over. So I've got plastic on every side of my thing. So that's a little bit too big what I've made, because you really do want to have, because when you do this, you're pushing out all the air bubbles, you're pushing out all the water. We don't want to push it too much out because you need lots in there as well. This thing is a bit of a nuisance. Put it under the table. There we go. And now, keeping it all, so it's all stuck together, because that's what I realised when I was trying to wash these bags of yours, how what a nuisance they were, the way they stuck together, because they're so thin. But actually it's ideal for this, because the felt is trapped in there. I can even pick it up, except that it dribbles water out the bottom. Well, it didn't even do that. It's so trapped, the water's trapped as well, which is the whole plan. And then you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rotate it maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need help, I think, with putting the plastic on, because be very easy. If air gets in there, the whole thing will it'll just concertina up, and you can turn it over to the other side. But this is quite remarkable. You will not be. This is amazing. I mean, this is real time. This is real time. And so long as you've got a small enough bit of felt inside your fairly large 2 layers, I cut the bottom off, and then I cut down the side. So it was all one piece, and you fold it over like a book. And do that for a while. I mean, you really can't go wrong. I could drop it on the floor, I could drop it from there. It's like it's not going to go anywhere because it's still trapped, which is extraordinary to me. Okay, so now just to see what's happening, we will open it. Not easily. Got to find the book. All right. So now we're partially felted. Let's have a look. And you want lots of water. You don't want it too dry, because otherwise you won't get that suction happening. But you can see it's already joining together. It's already becoming quite a strong felt. And that was how long? 4 minutes, 3 max. Keep it really, I mean, you could have it up against the edge there, that wouldn't matter, so long as the other 3 sides are sealed. No air bubbles. Okay, I'll turn it off because you really don't want to watch it forever, but honestly, you could probably felt the whole thing in 5 minutes. At this point, I think I did it for another minute after you last saw me. And now I'm going to take it and put it, you can't see me, but I'm going to take it to the sink and take out a massive amount of water. Put it on here. It's very well felted. It's already halfway to done. I don't think it's really smaller yet, so we would say that was felted but not fulled. Got to keep this flat and smooth. Perfect, these bags are perfect. Whoops, I didn't put it in the middle. I squashed it at this end. But wait, this is not the whole thing. I got this other idea which is brilliant, which I did by accident. You could do this. It's all trapped inside the plastic, safe as houses. I've squeezed out the water now, so this means will felt better. I mean, you're wasting your time if you do too much work with a lot of water, although you certainly won't if you're wafting, but maybe if you're rolling, I don't know, the shock of the fibres falling. Okay, so now it's getting smaller. Now you could do this. So I've rinsed it in hot water. Actually, you know, another way of rinsing and shrinking stuff is to make sure it doesn't fold under because it'll start felting to itself, is what I would have done, what I just did then was hot water, as hot as I can handle on my hands, squeezing out the soap at the same time, and then cold, and then hot, and then cold, because the changing of the temperature shocks the fibre in the same way that dropping it does. See, look how it shrunk that way because I rolled it that way. So turn it round, roll it this way, roll it up, rub. See if that's gone too much that way. No, that's pretty round. Turn it over maybe. So at this point, if I wanted to, you could, or at any point, you could just cut off extra very, very thin bits, probably before I rubbed it in the towel, because the towel will soften and heal, the odd bits. That's pretty, that's pretty good. I want to keep it quite thin on the edge for my next brilliant plan coming shortly. So then I could roll it again. Because this sort of rubs the edges where I've cut it, so they heal and don't look like they've just been cut. And I do it the other way. Oh, look, you see it's still shrinking. And that's all right. These little, hand towels are very good. The big bath towels are a bit too big for working with a child, but these are a brilliant size. Most people have got one in the house. Okay, that's almost too much done, but it's a nice mat, Great placemat for a table. I got another plan. Okay, coming back shortly. One thing I didn't really tell you when I was with you on Sunday, and that is the wonderful thing about a steam iron. So if your thing is all lumpy and rumpled, or you've folded it up or something and put it in a cupboard and it's got creased, you can steam iron it, and it just it really, well, once again, it makes all the fibres relax, and it becomes quite smooth and professional looking. Also, if it's dry as a bone and you want to stretch a bit, like there, you can just wet it, and the heat, it becomes, like putty. You can just shape it to where you want it. I want to bring that out a bit, and while it's wet and hot like that and steamy, it's perfect. So that's one thing you can do. Probably wouldn't need to do it with children, but I just remember I hadn't told you that, and it's good. So there you go. So that's all nice and smooth. Now, other brilliant trick, I'll just turn that off, hold on. I forgot I'm attached to a microphone, hence the sound. Right, so here we have this. So I was, this is the thing I did with you guys. This is my chicken. I still haven't given it an eye, but I will. It's got a new beak and a different sized head, and different wings. But apart from that, it's much the same. But I just thought this is a really nice exercise to stitch with the children. I've got one here. I'll go back to this one. When we teach knitting at a Steiner school, it's really to get them to remember the things. It's all very well saying don't forget to go in the top or the bottom, but they just don't have that directional sense. So again, you need a story or an image or a metaphor that they can relate to. So for example, you might do, this is what you do with knitting, but I was thinking it would also work with sewing. In through the front door, running round the back. In through the front door, out jumps Jack. Then you pull it through. And then you're on the top again. You go in through the front door, running round the back, out. Well, I think that's how you should go. Out through the front door, off jumps Jack. In through the front door, running round the back, out through the front door, out jumps Jack. In through the front door, out through the back, running round the back, out through the front door, out jumps Jack. So that's what you could do. Now, when I did it, the blue one, I hope you could see that. When I did the blue one, I did a yellow one first and I didn't like it, so I pulled it out and I saw something and I thought, oh, that is so perfect. So for this, you need a piece of, you need it double, because if you don't do it double for children, it unshreds while they're working. The needle pulls off, and they're not very good at threading, frankly. So that is a bit too short, actually, because it needs to be longer than the whole way round. So We'll just cut that, do it again, get a longer piece and hope that they don't get tangled, but that's what you need. So longer than what I had before. Boom, 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 boom. Longer than before. Boom, boom, boom. There we go, that'll do. Now you thread it. You'd have to thread it for them before they start. Darning needles are good. They need to learn what sharp is. They won't prick themselves many times. And unless they're savage, they won't prick each other. They're not savage, I'm sure. There we go. Okay, so doubling it. I learned how to tie a knot when I was at boarding school. And a boy called Thomas taught me when I was 10, and I never forgot how to tie a knot. Come on, Evelyn, get to the action. 2 ends together, tie a knot. Okay, so we're just going to do the same thing. I'll cut it off in the middle. We're here forever. Don't do it too close to the edge because it's not, it'll be an uneven thickness. Although if you've taken off a bit with the scissors like I showed you. So in through the front door, running round the back, out through. Oh, it's funny when you start. First one, out jumps Jack. Ow! That's how you can stab yourself. I just stabbed myself. Okay, never mind. That's life. You could leave a bit there. It doesn't matter. In through the front door, running round the back, out the front door, out jumps Jack. And that'll happen, and it'll be annoying. You'll have to work it out. Maybe it's the wrong thread. Or you could do it with single, but it'll come unthreaded. And of course, if you're a teacher, you'll go in and out, and you can teach the children eventually. In through the front door, running round the back, out through the front door, running round the back. No, running round the front. But you just want to avoid the possibility of them doing that, because then it'll all turn to custard and the whole point and the trick at the end won't work. But if, because it's not folded over, so it's not that thick, and you can whip around the edges pretty fast, and you do big stitches, I'm bleeding now. Yeah, now I know about sharp needles. Excellent, well done. I'm learning. 76, and she still doesn't know about sharp. Well, no, that's right. My friend got a brand new carving knife, and she sliced herself within minutes. You just don't expect things to be sharp in this day of safety, do you? Look, I'm going to get the whole way around before I turn off the camera. Well, just too bad. You can fast forward to when I get the whole way round. Very good for digital strength, very good for upper arm strength, good for writing, great for literacy, blah, blah. I'll get the hang of this. Of course they won't do it well the first time. Who does anything well the first time? Why give up? If they've got really thin edges, best to trim them beforehand. And it doesn't have to be completely round. This is ridiculously round for a child. You probably won't, Okay, so now I've come out at the end, and I'm finishing in the same place as I began. And I'm going to cut off my needle, tie another knot by winding it around my fingers with a bit of spit. Failing that, you can do it the old-fashioned way. And now, this is what happened when I try to pull out the yellow. You pull this, look at this, which is going to be the inside. Green's on the inside, interesting on the outside. Well, it could be green on the outside. I think I like that better. Treasure's on the inside. And you just pull it. Pull like a gathering stitch. And you pull it and pull it and pull it. And you pull it and pull it and pull it. And pull it. And you help it along. We're going that way. Bunch, 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 bunch. Bunch, 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 bunch. You tie the two together in a little loop. Now, of course, it doesn't matter how tight it is. And you have got a little pouch into which you can put treasures like, let me see, I don't think I have any on hand. But isn't that amazing? Look at that. It's a little pouch they can make. And, you put things in it. What can I put in it? I've got to have something to put in it. That's what you do with pouches. I'll put an apple in it. Hold on, see if I can reach an apple with my very long cord. Even 2 apples, maybe. There we go. Oh, can I fit in 2 apples? Why not? You need to have looped them over. So if you don't loop them over, of course, they're pulling in the wrong direction. But if I do that, and then that one's pulling that way, and that one's pulling that way, and I can even tie a little bow if I knew how.